Hey guys, this is Pat Higgins from the law offices of Patrick J. Higgins, and today is my first part of the video series on um, what to do if you're in a car crash and how to help yourself if that unfortunately happens to you. So we're going to talk about today the big question that I get all the time from everybody, which is who's going to pay for my medical bills? Some knucklehead just T-boned me, I got a broken shoulder, I can't work, I don't know what to do, and what's going to happen? All right, so here's the answer, okay? If you are a covered driver, in other words, if you're driving or a passenger of a car registered in New York, which has the insurance required of a car in New York, or if you're hit by such a car and you're a pedestrian or a bicyclist, then no-fault coverage is going to pay for your medical bills, subject to the things we're going to talk about right now. Now, what is no-fault? It's a state law that was passed in 1974, which was designed basically to unclog the court system because the dockets of the court were filled with essentially minor car crash medical bills, and you had to start a case and go to court and do all of that, and it was very inefficient. So they passed the no-fault law, which says that everyone who basically registers a car in New York has to, as part of that insurance, purchase no-fault coverage. And what is no-fault coverage? Well, it provides a pot of money in the amount of $50,000 to cover your medical bills from a crash. Let's say if you're a driver and you're getting involved in a crash, you contact your own insurance company and you access that coverage. And that coverage is going to be for, hospital bills, doctor bills, prescription drugs, x-rays, MRIs, physical therapy, medically required devices such as wheelchairs and crutches and things of that nature. So that's what no-fault is. And you do that by contacting your claims, your insurance company as soon as possible. We'll talk about that in another post too. And then you say, hey, listen, I've been in a car crash, I got hurt. I want to start submitting my medical bills to you, okay? And they say, okay, here's the claim number, all right? And then it's important that you let your medical providers know that, that's who's going to be paying for their medical services, okay? You don't want health insurance paying for this. You don't want Medicaid or Medicare paying for this. And we'll explain why that is the case in a few more weeks from now, okay? But here's what you have to understand about that $50,000 that I talked about. It's really a pot of money that's called PIP, or Personal Injury Protection, okay? And from this pot of money is you get your medical bills paid, okay, which is fine, but also from the same pot of money you get 80% of your wages paid, up to $2,000 a month, for up to 3 years from the date of crash. And from this pot of money also comes any reasonable and necessary daily expenses, up to $25 a day, for up to 1 year following the crash. So that if you're out of work and you have these other expenses, that $50,000 might run out, and it not necessarily going to cover all of those medical expenses. Okay, so that's something we'll talk about later also, in terms of how to get some more coverage now to kind of boost up that no-fault coverage to protect yourself before you get in a crash. Okay, so these are just some of the things that we're going to address. But for now, in terms of the most important question that I get asked all the time, the answer is no-fault insurance, $50,000. Get on the phone, call your own insurance broker or your company which has provided that coverage, and that's usually how it works. Okay, not all the times, but that's the generally way it works. Now, there's also exclusions. For instance, no fault doesn't cover motorcyclists, and there's various exceptions and things of that nature. But I'm just giving you the general overview so that you'll know this if in the unfortunate event that you do get in a car crash. So thanks for listening. I hope you're having a good day. And in our upcoming posts, we're going to talk about one, specifically, how is it that you make this no-fault claim? What are the time limits? And how do the hospitals actually handle the payment? And are you going to get charged for the extra if no fault's not paying enough? The short answer is no, but we'll talk about that. And then we're going to talk about some other things that you can purchase in your insurance policy to help you out as we discussed. So anyway, have a great day, and we'll be in touch.